Hello there, good evening to you YouTubers, and welcome to our latest episode in this Mark II Burnley career mode. We are getting really towards the last knockings of the season. We're inside April now, the penultimate month of the season, so we've still a month and a half of football still to be played, and there's plenty of games where they come from. Tonight we were going to, when I said last night in the last edition we were going to do 4 games instead of 3, we're going to do 3 tonight. But they are glamour games. 2 are at home to Arsenal and Manchester City, and one at away, one of the best grounds, one of the most traditional grounds, away grounds you could go to. That's Goodison Park, and we play Everton. And then we'll do those 4, and then we'll do a bumper 4 game video to finish off April, which includes that semi-final with Norwich, the Barcelona home and away legs, and sandwiched in between that home match with Leicester. But it's 3 games of Premier League that we're going to concentrate on. Get back to the nitty-gritty of the Barclays Premier League with some magnificent games to come now. Arsenal first, and then Man City, and then away at Everton. So without further ado, let's get to Turf Moor for the visit of Arsene Wenger's Arsenal side. Hello there, good afternoon to you all, and welcome to Turf Moor. Burnley 14 points ahead, as you can see. Arsenal have 61 points, so they're a mammoth 17 points behind Burnley, but you would fancy Burnley here from then on in to try and win the league. Frank Lampard will take over the captaincy for today, and he leads his troops in the battle against an Arsenal side who up nailed on now to finish in the top 4 this season. Let's have a look at the 2 sides. Jason Shackle, although he's the captain, is not, if you like. Lampard takes over that. Barnes and Ings are the preferred strike pairing up front. Otherwise, it's more or less the same 11 that beat Stoke very comfortably in the FA Cup. Arsenal, well, they're going to give Giroud the opportunity up front. Ozil, Ramsey, Rosicky, Sanchez and Arteta on the midfield 5, with Gibbs, Mertesacker, Chambers and Debuchy, the fat 4, with Wojciech Szczęsny getting the nodding goal. There's Kurt Zouma. Hasn't put a foot wrong since joining from Chelsea in the January window, and I think he's one certainly for the future, and I think certainly we have to seriously at Burnley look at signing. There's one that Burnley will have to watch for certain people. We saw Mesut Ozil before that, and we're seeing Alexis Sanchez. There's one they certainly have to watch. The man in charge today is Lee Mason. He's the referee, and it's Burnley attacking from right to left in this first half to get the game underway then. Ings and Barnes up front today. Let's see how they go in this league game. Squad rotation is always going to be the key. As Gnabry makes an early break, knocked back, and a chance here for Barnes on the half volley. Good save by Szczęsny, and Barnes struck that magnificently well. But to be fair to the Arsenal keeper, it was hit straight at him, although Barnes hit that with quite a bit of venom. Proud of Arsenal. 61 points they've got at the moment. They play 31 games. Although they've played a couple of games more than what Burnley have had to play. This is Burnley's 31st game of the season. Arsenal's 32nd, so 1 game difference. What a chance here now for an early goal for Arsenal. Oh, and Giroud has missed it. In fact, it was Ramsey who missed it. Big chance wasted there for Aaron Ramsey. Here's Zouma to Trippier. Under Barnes. Still Barnes, dug well, dug out the cross. Oh, simple goal. Or is it? Legs up for offside against Ings. He must have strayed offside a fraction of a second too soon. But a beautifully conceived move, although we'd like to see it from a much clearer angle than that. Couldn't even tell whether he was offside or not. There was a supporter obscuring the camera angle. Doesn't help when you're trying to identify or trying to work out on the replay whether or not he was offside or not. Wasn't a good replay for our director to select. Whelan to Gnabry. Then we've had a goal chalked off. Whether it was offside or not is debatable. We'd have seen it from a much better angle than have it obscured by a supporter. He was standing up to obviously applaud what he thought, or she thought, was an opening Claret's goal. Here's Ramsey though for the Arsenal. Got to be aware of the Arsenal attack at the moment, and Giroud's in a very good position. Ah, it's an excellent tackle. You've got to give it to Kieran Trippier. He's done pretty well there. 22 years old, this fella. He's only going to get better from here on in. You can be assured of that. It's going to be an Arsenal corner. There's all the take. Not a good corner in the end. And it comes to nothing, and Ings can take a delivery of this ball now. He's only one defender to beat, and that's Debuchy, and he's beaten him. Is this the moment now? Just past the halfway mark of the first half. It is. No question about it. Burnley are threatened right with the word go to score. Danny Ings had one, and questionably perhaps chalked off for offside a few moments ago. Tried taking that one off him. Snedgley beaten, and the Clarets are in front. 27.5 minutes gone, and the Clarets have their noses in front, and deservedly so. They've played some magnificent stuff. Ramsey missing that one opportunity for Arsenal, otherwise it's been mostly Burnley. This man, as I say, going into this game lying third. Good tackle there, so Zuma, and then Shackle. Ings is taking delivery. Oh, what about that for skill? And he just shook off the defender as if he wasn't there. Can he get it past Snedgley? He can indeed. 2-0. 10 minutes to go to the half-time interval, and Danny Ings makes it 2-0. Great bit of skill to get him away from the defenders, and then a little bit of cunning to get away from Snedgley. The angle was pretty tight, it has to be said, but he found the far corner pretty well. And Arsenal here are in big trouble here at Turf Moor. With 10 minutes of this first half remaining, it's 2-0, and Ings clocks up goal number 30 in the league this season, and Burnley have a 2-goal lead. Well, cool as you like. Everything's happened to him. It's a shame he couldn't take part in that League Cup final. Another glamour game for Burnley. They play Manchester City for the third time this month, this time in a league game, which could end up sealing them the championship. This running run they've been on, Burnley, it's just been magnificent. They've only drawn one game in all that time, and that was that cup tie draw at Stoke. They soon put that to rights on the other night, and Barnes goes through. Good save. Barnes again, blocked. Mertesacker in the way that time. Good bit of goalkeeping initially by the Polish keeper. That was a brave block actually by Per Mertesacker. Wheeling with it. Oh, that was a volley from, I think it was Serge Gnabry. Indeed it was. Against his parent club. Just under 3 minutes to go to half time. Burnley in a very good position at the moment. 2 goals up. They're not giving Arsenal too much in the way of opportunities, although they might get one here through Ramsey. Skips away from the defender. He's got one waiting in the middle here. Still Ramsey into the penalty area. This could be trouble here for... Oh, it's a goal! Well, they have pulled one back. First of all, the craft and guile of Ramsey. And it was tapped in quite simply here. It's Olivier Giroud who's had the easiest of chances, the easiest of tap-ins, and it's brought the game back to 2-1. Well, it's not over yet, and it's only his third goal of the season, the Frenchman. Well, that surprises me, in very, very much so. He's usually a very good goal scorer, and we've got another injury, and it's Zuma now has gone down. Burnley now losing players like flies here. And it means Craig Dawson now has to come on. Just when Burnley didn't need another injury, they've got one now. The 2-1 up as well. The lead now cut in half. They've now lost one of their best centre backs. But here's Frank Lampard. Good effort. And the flag is, or the referee's blown for half time, in fact. So 2 goals for Danny Ings give Burnley a half-time lead, although Giroud pulled one back right on the stroke of half-time, but Burnley have lost Kurt Zuma to injury. Let's hope that's not too serious. But it's half-time here at Turf 4. It's Burnley 2, Arsenal 1. And a warm welcome back to Turf 4, where it's 2-1 to Burnley in the other games taking place. All half-times, of course. QPR 0, Chelsea 0. That's a good result for the Clarets. Means as things would stand right now, 14 points going in there, the gap would then go up to 16 points. And if QPR were to win, the gap then would be 17 points. So plenty of scope there. As for Tottenham, no such worries in beating Aston Villa at the moment comfortably. Half-time lead of 3-0. 1-1 at the Stadium of Light between Sunderland and Crystal Palace. West Bromwich Albion 2 up against Leicester City. That's a Midlands derby. And at Upton Park, West Ham 1, Stoke City 1. And a couple of Clarets changes to come. Harry Kane coming off. And on comes Nathaniel Shalabar as well. Danny Ings, of course, the striker, making way. Glenn Whelan, the other midfield player. So Burnley have used all 3 of their substitutes. Squad rotation, as I'm sure you're aware, is very important as Kane breaks forward. Kane! Goal kick. Not a good finish really by a man who has been in red hot form. Shalabar did well. Gnabry to Barnes. No foul on Ashley Barnes. It's play on. This is a brilliant run here, and Arsenal here could be in business. The ball crossed back now. What's the referee giving here? Offside. Chambers, and I think it's Arteta going off. Now who's come on here? Wilshire's 1. He was replaced Mikel Arteta, as you can see. And who's the other change? Nacho Romreal is the other change. So on for Callum Chambers. This is Scott Arfield. That's Alexis Sanchez picking that up, and now here come Arsenal on the break again. Half an hour to go. Well, it's been a truly remarkable competitive game so far. Excellent challenge. And in actual fact, it's gone for a goal kick. Dawson. Shackle. Scotty Arfield, who's had a magnificent renaissance here. Arfield. Barnes! It's gone in! Ashley Barnes! 3-1! And boy, did he enjoy that. A little bit of luck perhaps, but it won't bother Ashley Barnes in the least. A goal's a goal. It doesn't matter how they go in. Snetsney will have to take some of the blame. It was a poor attempt to save it. And Burnley now restore their 2-goal lead. And it took an age for that ball to drop in, and not even Monreal or Debussy on the line could do anything about it. He'll be kicking himself, the goalkeeper, for sure. Goal number 7 for Barnes. My goodness, he's deserved a bit of luck this season. Arsenal now 3-1 down. Well, we've seen another classic here at Turf Moor. We've seen a few of those throughout the season. And this one is up there in the no-up section and variety, that's for sure. But here come Arsenal now looking to get back to 3-2. And they nearly did so, but Trippier was there and was on hand. And Barnes is set off on another attack. He's really getting the taste for it now. And here it goes again. It's Ashley Barnes. It's going to be goal number 8 this season for him. He's having a second half to remember. Harry Kane congratulates him. And Arsenal are getting absolutely hammered here by 4-1. Arsene Wenger will be tearing his hair out. And Ashley Barnes will have an afternoon to savour for sure. 2 for him, 4 for the Clarets. Burnley 4, Arsenal 1. And he's only a couple off double figures himself now for the season. 4-0. Well, what about it? Ward did well. Arfield did well. Lampard well left. Kane. Shalaba. That's a lovely ball to Serge Gnabry. Up against his parent club, and they're terrorising in Mir now. It's Serge Gnabry. It's number 5. What a brilliant individual goal by Serge Gnabry against his parent club. Burnley 5, Arsenal 1. And what a second half to remember for the Clarets. Snetsney again, surely at fault. He could have done an awful lot better. And that's 1 in the eye for Arsenal from the man they loaned to Burnley. So Gnabry gets in on the act and makes it 5-1. Only his 2nd goal in the league this season, but certainly worth the wait against his parent side. 2 for Ings, 2 for Barnes, 1 for Gnabry, 1 for Giroud for Arsenal. Burnley 5, Arsenal 1. It's a rout. There'll be a few Arsenal fans hitting their phones here as our season's self-destructed again. And onside it's Barnes, but so too is Snetsney off his line. Kept in there by Scott Arfield. Excellent tackle again. And Burnley have not put a foot wrong at all. For a while though, Arsenal had them back in their pockets at 2-1. Just doesn't, these things sometimes have a quirk of fate that doesn't run that way. It's Arsenal in 4 other minutes trying to pull the deficit back to 5-2. Lampard to Arfield. He's coming back into the side. Scott Arfield has enjoyed a magnificent Renaissance. That's a good cross. Put it away. Final whistle. Well, in the end, a comfortable victory for Burnley, and it was a magnificent performance, especially Danny Ings got 2 goals before he was substituted. Barnes then scored 2. Gnabry made it safe. Giroud with a reply for Arsenal, but Burnley were just too good. They've beaten Arsenal and beaten them well by 5 goals to 1. Well, the games come thick and fast in this part of the world, especially when it's raining. Manchester City 2 points off the top 4 as things stand. But they're coming up against the Burnley side who are romping away with this league title. They're up to 81 points now. Another win against Manchester City would take them even closer to being champions. Big game tonight, and then another away match against Everton. I've really set a cap amongst the pigeons. And Jason Shekels, a new centre-back partner tonight because Kurt Zuma got injured. Burnley's injury list is growing longer by the second, so Craig Dawson comes in to replace Kurt Zuma. Otherwise, it's the same 11 that beat Arsenal very comfortably in the end by 5 goals to 1. Let's have a look at the Manchester City 11, shall we? Cabinero again preferred the Joe Harding goal. Sergio Aguero will play up front, with Rusnak in behind. It's Kompany and Mangala, the 2 centre-backs, and David Silva is amongst the substitutes. Frank Lampard up against his former club for the 3rd time in about 2 weeks. And won both previous games in the Champions League, of course. But Man City returning to the scene of their crash. Champions League crash a few weeks ago when they were in the end soundly beaten, and the man in charge tonight, Mike Dean. And the games come thick and fast for Burnley. They are in 4 competitions. This was always going to be a big month for them, April. I suppose with the budgets they've had at their disposal, it's not been easy to maintain that sort of budget, but the Champions League money usually helps. 5 million now for each in the semi-finals. Good money that for Burnley Football Club if you can get it. Here's Gnabry. Burnley attacking from right to left in this first half. That ball in towards Ings, but it was headed away by Kompany. City of course in the sky blue, and Burnley of course in claret and blue. And Lampard, by the way, retains the captaincy, although Jason Shackelrara is still the outright club captain. Barnes. Well held up, and Barnes finds Ings magnificently. Whelan. Arfield, he's onside. Well, he was, and then he wasn't. Wicket to Manchester City. Close. But the linesman was just about right. Absolutely been raining down in buckets during the day here. I'll tell you what, Manchester City won't enjoy these conditions. And the hill's right on top of the stadium. It will make conditions even more tricky for Manchester City. Here's Trippier. It's a wonderful cross in, and everyone went in and all missed it. William meanwhile has put Chelsea in front over in Humberside against Hull. And they are trying to prolong this slim title race for as long as they can. Here's Trippier. Again another decent cross, but again not too many in support. Comes to Arfield. Oh, just missed his kick, but he was under great pressure there by the City defence, and no more so there than the man on the ball, as you can see, Vincent Kompany. Well played, Shackle. Got across rather well. Arfield onto Danny Ings. That's marvellously played. So was that to Frank Lampard. It's Frank Lampard for Burnley. Oh, he's hit the stanchion. Well, 99 times out of 100, he usually plugs them away. He can't believe it, neither can Ashley Barnes for that matter. Halfway through now in the first half. It'll be an even bigger month, even though there'll be a fewer number of games to play. And we've had to play a quarter-final and a semi-final of the Champions League, a replay, and a FA Cup semi-final, not to mention countless Glamour League fixtures. And here's Barnes. Ashley Barnes, now he's through! Oh, he's hit that post! And how on earth has that stayed in? Seems to trickle across the line, but it never crossed the line for a goal kick. I was expecting to say goal kick then. Barnes cracked that with some welly. Still it remains goalless. It's a good cross in there. Oh, and the chance here. Whoa! And it was a real opportunity. As we see, Barnes is up at again at goal. Did everything right and he hit the post. Shackle. Dawson reaching that one. Harfield just about doing the same as well. And again, two waiting in the centre for the cross. What can Scott Harfield produce here? Not a bad ball, but it's 2 on for Danny Ings that time. City bounding forward and a chance for Milner. Good save by Tom Heaton. Well, it's the first time the Burnley goalkeeper's been needed in any sort of the action, and he was very much up to the challenge. The tackle again. Just 2 minutes at the end of the first half. James Milner hit this terrifically well. That's a good save. In fact, it ricocheted off Tom Heaton's chest there. That was a much braver save than I give him credit for. Milner to take the City corner. And it was a poor one, in fairness. Clarks can deal with them all day long. Fernandinho to take the City throw. Gnabry, half time. Well, Barnes has hit the post. Milner's forced to save from Tom Heaton, but apart from that, it's all square at half time. Half time then at Turf Moor in this fixture. Burnley 0, Manchester City 0. Hello and welcome back to Turf Moor. Well, we've got a half time score from Hull, and it's a good score at the moment from Burnley's point of view because it's 1-1 between Hull City and Chelsea. So at the moment Chelsea are dropping points, but so too are the Clarets at the moment. So Burnley need to really get their noses in the second half, and they've made a triple change just to prove that point. Harry Kane, Nathaniel Chalobah and Sam Vokes all come on for Frank Lampard, Ashley Barnes and Danny Ings respectively, and this is more of a freshen up because those aforementioned players that have come off, they've worked their socks off for the last 2 and a bit games. It just gives the opportunity for Burnley to be a bit more fresher as this second half wears on. City yet to use their quota of 3 as Scott Harfield takes a quick throw. Ward. Whelan, the turn there. Glenn Whelan! Goal kick. You can hit him, the former Stoke and Sheffield Wednesday man. Not far away, was he? The players who have come in for the injured parties, there's about 4 or 5 of them injured, and most of them are big players for Burnley, but The upper players that are coming have done magnificently well. As Aguero well tackled again. Shalabar not suffering fools gladly. And Yaya Toure comes on for Fernando. It's a good change for Pellegrini to make. I'm sure at some point we'll see David Silva on at some point. So Toure's back in there as Milner takes another City corner. And it's bouncing around inside that penalty area, but it's mucked away now by Shalabar, but not very far. And that's an excellent tackle. No, it's not. It's a penalty. Oh, I thought he got the ball. That's a tough decision. A penalty to Manchester City. It was Dawson who came in there on Aguero. Oh, well, that's a soft decision. He's got the ball rather cleanly, and I think that is the worst penalty decision that's been given against Burnley all season long. And Sergio Aguero here has a chance to put Manchester City in front. And he's missed it! And in my humble opinion, justice has been well and truly served. Aguero, who won the penalty when he should not have won it because it was a fair tackle in the first place, has just fluffed his lines, and in that theory justice has well and truly been done. Big time. And it remains 0-0, and quite rightly so. Now Shalabar. And Vokes is onside here. He could punish City now for that. Yes, he has. 25 minutes left. And City have paid the ultimate price. Aguero missed about a minute and a half ago. And then a minute and a half on. A through ball by Shalabar. And Sam Vokes strikes a crucial blow for Burnley. And under the balance of play, it's been richly deserved. 1-0. And that's goal number 20 of the season for Sam Vokes. And Burnley, who gave away a penalty when they should never have been allowed to have given a one away. The referee made a bad decision to give City the penalty. And Aguero milk-fluffed his lines to make it 1-0. And now justice is even more so because the better side are winning. Shalabar forward. 20 for the season, Sam Vokes in the Premier League. Whelan. And the flag stays down. Vokes is there first. And Caballero pulls off the save. Hit it hard. Caballero got a good hand on it. Challenge for James Milner to make way for David Silva. Whelan to take the Claret's corner. And the ball's bouncing around. Oh, and it's almost off the line there. Kicked almost off the line. Here's Ford now to knock it back into the danger zone. Scott Arfield! Good save by Caballero. That's a good header. Now Kane. Well, didn't just favour him that much, but close game here. Whelan couldn't find Kane or Bugs for that matter. Shalabar. Lovely football by the Burnley midfield. And here's Kane. Clean through now. He can make it safe. No. Caballero has other ideas and keeps City winning half a chowder getting back into this. That's a foul. Trippier will take a yellow card for that. It was certainly a wild swing. City had something good going on there, and Trippier just felt he had to take the player out, David Silva. We know how good David Silva really is when he gets flying down that wing. Aguero's off. That's so huge boos from the City fans who feel that Aguero was probably the better outlet for an equalising goal. Jovetic has got the opportunity now for 4 minutes to shave City's skins here, but Burnley are breaking out and almost trouble there for City. 1 minute to start. 1 minute of normal time to go. There's Arfield. Good run. Oh, good save as well. Corner kick. Well, Scott Arfield showing some great prowess. Low down. Goalkeeper did well. Wayland to take another corner. It might be a slender victory for Burnley, but it's going to be a great victory for Burnley. Shackle did enough. So too did Trippier. That's great defending. Gnabry. It's all over! Huge cheers around Turf Moor. Burnley are on the verge of the glory now in the league. They won it through Sam Vokes's goal 60 seconds earlier. Aguero missed from the penalty spot, having won a penalty. And it's not to be for Manchester City, but Burnley are nearly there now. Winners tonight by a goal to nil. Hello and welcome everybody to Goodison Park, where Everton are in 11th position as the teams emerge from the tunnel. Burnley on 84 points. A win here would put them well on the verge of the league title for the first time since 1960. 55 years to the season when they last won it. They face an Everton side here who have been very inconsistent. As I said, they're down in 11th position at the moment. Burnley on the back of a 3-0 victory, 1-0 victory over Manchester City in the last game. And this is the Everton side. Robles preferred to Howard in goal. Eto'o playing up front with Osman in behind. Morales and Pienaar the two wingers. Barry, Baines, Coleman and Jagielka and Stones all regulars in that Everton side. Burnley, more or less the same 11. That's absolutely, well, I'd say thrashed, but it's just the one change. Craig Dawson comes in for the injured Kurt Zouma. Otherwise it's the same 11 that beat Manchester City by a goal to nil. Must be frustrating for goalkeepers like Tim Howard, top quality goalkeeper he is. And he can't get in the side because of Joel's Robles' form at the moment. And Danny Ings and Ashley Barnes preparing to get underway. Ashley Barnes on 8 goals this season would like to get double figures. The referee is Michael Ober from County Durham. Burnley will attack left to right as we look. Everton right to left. Bullens Road stand is actually to the far side as we look. We're actually sat in the main stand opposite the Bullens Road. Here's Arfield with an early cross. Nodded away. One of the great traditional grounds, this Goodison Park. Everton have fanatical support, just as fanatical as across the city again at Liverpool, of course. And Everton with an early opportunity, and Heaton always played himself into trouble. Eto'o is in there. Eto'o again. Only just struggling slightly at the start. Now, what's the referee giving here? A free kick to Everton, I think, right on the edge of the penalty box. I think there was a card out for Whelan. Well, I felt he got the ball. And again, that's a strange decision by Mr. Oliver, who's some strange decisions this season. And you know who's lining up with his left foot, don't you? It's Leighton Baines. In fact, it wasn't Leighton Baines. It was Eto'o who took the free kick. He went into the stand behind Heaton's goal. Burnley back to attacking the Gladys Street end in the first half. So many fixtures that Burnley have to play now from now till the end of the season. The season could potentially end on the 30th of May. That's when the European Cup finals due to be played. I mean, on paper the FA Cup semis are far more easier testing than their European semi. Championship Norwich to come on Sunday at Wembley. So as soon as this game's over with tonight, they've got to put it down to Wembley for a real humdinger. You think of a semi-final. Meanwhile, Everton coming forward on the attack and hustling and bustling, and that's a great save by Tom Heaton to deny Leon Osman. What a good save. He made a great save against James Milner the other night when Manchester City were at Turf Moor. Allows for this Everton corner. We'll get past the first man, but it's out as far as Barry. Everton here seem to asking one or two questions to this Burnley defence here. And a chance here for Osman, who scored. Well, they threatened to do it right with the word go, Everton, it's got to be said. And they've got their breakthrough. Pienaar played it in, and a tidy finish there. No chance for Tom Heaton. And Osman, who was denied brilliantly by Heaton a few minutes ago, was not going to be denied this time, the Everton skipper. And Burnley, who are on a magnificent run of form at the moment, trail after 27 and a bit minutes to Leon Osman's goal. So work to do for the Clarets if they're going to get back into this game. Here's Danny Ings. And Barnes waits in the middle, but he's drawn Robles out. Barnes is there, but a good piece of defending by John Stones to put him off. He's only made the 9 appearances, but he had 6 goals, so in terms of appearances and goals ratio, it's quite a good season for him. You know, he's just made the 9 appearances so far, so he must be on quite good form if he's got 6 goals in 9 appearances this season for the Toffees. And the flag is stayed down, and here's that dangerous man, Danny Ings, 1-1. Well, as soon as he got through 1-1 with Robles, there was only going to be one winner, and Danny Ings was the winner. And Burnley, having trailed for a little while in this first half, have restored parity and get the game back to 1-1. Goal number 31 of the season. So 1-1 is the score then at Goodison Park rather. I'm getting carried away here. And a good game of football again. I think most games involving Burnley this season have been real humdingers and real classics. Dawson to Lampard. Ward. Arfield, lovely play, and then Arfield stupidly gives the ball away. But you don't want to really be doing it with Leon Osman. Oh, he should have scored. Well, he's not been far off target with his shooting today. He's proved 2 shots hit the target. One was brilliantly saved by Heaton, the other went in the back of the net. And Osman should have made it 2-1. Ward. Lampard. Gnabry is stowing in round the blind side. That was a magnificent bit of play. And the cross was not his best, mind you. And the product didn't match the skill that had gone before it from Serge Gnabry. Closing stages of the first half. And it's 1-1. It's a good ball forward by Ward, but it's cut out again by Jagielka, who's allowed to go forward here. Even Stevens first half here. Here's Ward. And Ings is onside. And Robles is pulled off the save. Well, Burnley could have been 2-1 up going into half time. Good piece of keeping, come right off his left arm and turn it over the top. Whelan's kick. Oh, the fine header, and wide from Ashley Barnes. As the half-time whistle goes, it's all square at half-time. Osman have put Everton in front, only for Danny Ings to equalise, and that's the situation at the moment. Half-time at Goodison Park. It's Everton 1, Burnley 1. Well, welcome back to the second half. Half-time, couple of half-time changes. Chalobah and Vokes on for Ings and Lampard respectively, saving themselves a little rest for Wembley on Sunday afternoon when they take on the lowest ranked team left in the FA Cup, Norwich City. Here's Sam Vokes. What can the substitute do now? Good save by Robles. Trippier keeps it alive. Vokes! Well, it should have been 2-1. He had two right to the cherry, Sam Vokes. This was the second chance, more difficult than the first one, but it was a very good save. Robles' kick, and there's one. Ball forward, and here comes Morales. He's kept the ball in rather well. Here's Whelan, and he's pulled up now. It's the last thing we want to see on the eve of a semi-final. First going down injured, and now a free kick given, and Everton have got a substitution. Morgan Schneiderlin, record signing, comes on to replace James McCarthy. Chalobah. Trippier studied it well, and now A for a goal kick. Well, it's certainly been a good second half here, no two ways about that. Robles' kick. Osman hoisted out. And a corner kick is given. He's put off some good saves, says Robles. So too, you've got to say at the other end is Tom Heaton. Scott Arfield now is injured. This is the ridiculous amount of games that has to be taken its toll, and I think the fixture planners could come up with better ideas than this, I have to say. The Everton game could have been rescheduled for sometime in early May. I think that would have been a much better idea. Whelan. And here's Barnes. Vokes is waiting in the centre, but Barnes might go alone, and he has done. Remarkable finish from Barnes to strike goal number 9 in the league this season. And he's determined to get into double figures like his other three fellow strikers here at the football club. But I tell you what, Ashley Barnes has played a magnificent contribution in Burnley's success this season. And when he's had the opportunity, he's took it with both hands. And however long the opportunities have lasted for, he's having quite a little run in the side now. That the league now is well and truly almost wrapped up for them now. And Arfield can't continue. This is a real blow for Burnley's hopes, this, because it means now Ben Mee, who's not really known as an attacking, and Burnley's midfield, as you can see, is disintegrated. Here's Barnes again. He's just assessed the defender. And Barnes has got it. 10 for the season. And he's now into double figures. And he's had a wonderful evening here on Merseyside tonight. That's a wondrous finish. Everton 1, the Clarets 3. And there it is, there's the proof. 10 goals this season. It's amazing what a running the side does for your goal scoring attributes. So Everton now need 2 goals to try and force a draw from this. Here's Vokes. Depleted they might be, but rampant they certainly are as well. Here's Vokes again. And Barnes is absolutely unmarked, but he can't direct the header past Joao Robles and into the back of the net. Shalabar, Vokes, Barnes. Oh, and he's pulled up. And this is the last thing Burnley need now. More injuries, worries. Burnley have used up 2 substitutions. I think 1 or 2 of them have been enforced here tonight. Aidan McGeady on. Just as Barnes was about to pull the trigger for what he thought he might have been a hat-trick. Meanwhile, here's Vokes, 4-1. It's a rout at Goodison Park for the Clarets. Running away with it. They switched off from the short throw, Everton, and the ball was played into Vokes. Got his shot in. Robles beaten a mile. And Burnley are turning on the style away from home. They trailed for about 6 minutes this evening. And now they're comfortably 4-1 up with 5 minutes to go here at Goodison. So there we go. Here's Baines. Baines. Knowing to stop his time. Five minutes. I don't know where 5 minutes has come from, to be quite honest with you. Popham had a forced injury for one of the Burnley players. I think it was Scott Arfield. There's hardly been many stoppages in the game. Right, the referee brings it to a close, and Burnley have run away with it again, and the league title now well in sight. Ashley Barnes with 2 goals in the second half, and Burnley have run right here this evening. Final score then at Goodison Park: Everton 1, Burnley 4. Well, that brings us to the end, that Everton result, and before we leave you, we've got some injury problems again. Look at our midfield now, it's so depleted, it's unbelievable. Who do you call on at this stage of the proceedings, really? There's not much choice now. I think we might have to use George Boyd now. We've got Jones out, Arfield out, Januzaj out, Zuma is out, and Kitely is out. Massive names here out of this Burnley lineup. It's just unbelievable. And we're rapidly running out of players here to take control. Just one more thing we need to do before is give Jason Shackley's rightful captain's armband back. So that's brought an end to our middle section of April as regards this now. So I'm going to say goodnight to you, but this is what we've got coming up next time. Norwich in the FA Cup semi-final away from home, and then the 2 semi-final legs with Barcelona. Sandwiched in between those 2 legs is a league match with Leicester, and if we win that, surely we'll be league champions in between that, and then it'll be just a case of now playing for as many points as we can in the remaining league fixtures, and hopefully getting to 2 cup finals as well. So with that in mind, this is where we're going to say goodbye for now, but we'll join us for the next instalment, where it could well be a bumpy ride. 2 semi-finals plus a league match with Leicester. What more could you want to end April with, really? Okay then, until the next time, I'll see you very soon. Take care. Until then, until the next video, bye bye now. Bye bye.